Hello there, how you doing yet again? Right, another classic book from my collection. Now, this is The Power of Bruce Lee. This was released by the editors of Kung Fu Monthly in 1979. Between 1976 and 1979, there was a series of books put out by the classic Kung Fu Monthly magazine. And I think this was the last one that they put out. Right, so 76, you get The Secret Art of Bruce Lee. A year later, you get Bruce Lee in Action from 1977. 1978, you get two issues. You get The Unbeatable Bruce Lee and Who Killed Bruce Lee. And in 1979, they put out the second Bruce Lee scrapbook. Now, in 1974, the original scrapbook came out, the big A3 size one, but this was a book version. But this is a classic book that I want you to look at it today. I say 1979. Now, all of these were released in different countries. The only one that was released in the UK was one called The Wisdom of Bruce Lee, right? But it was released in Germany, it was released in Spain, because I've got versions here, Spanish and German versions of this book. There's a paperback version that was released in America. So at least that one. But we're talking about The Power of Bruce Lee. As I say, I think this is the last one released in 1979. An absolute classic. Great shot of Bruce from Game of Death. And as of all Kung Fu Monthly books, it's a belter. As I say, I'm trying to look at some classics for different decades, different eras, and different countries to show you what was getting produced back in the day concerning the main men. I say this is a UK version. Now this cost you £1.75 when it was released. You go online and see if you can find it for £1.75 nowadays. But it's a cracker. I remember ordering this. I remember getting my postal order, sending it to Kung Fu Monthly, and waiting for it to come in. I think it took about 3 to 4 weeks to come in. But you didn't have a PayPal at that time or anything like this. You had to do it through, you couldn't do like a bank transfer. You had to do either a cheque or a postal order. And it was always a postal order I had to go and get. Very cool, man. Remember keeping the stubs? Remember I had the stubs and I'd put them away somewhere just so I would have a record that I did send away for the book, but I ended up throwing them out. So as I say, that's your Power of Bruce Lee. If you lived in Spain, you could have picked this one up in the same year. Quality wise, that one's a hell of a lot better than that one. The paper quality is quite rough, quite thick, and they put all the colour photos all together. They put all the colour photos right next to each other instead of spacing them out the day in the UK one. If you can't find them anywhere, pick up the black and white edition from Carol Fox. There is a colour edition as well. Very, very cool. Well, there you go. Use a lot. I'll look at some more classics for you, and you can let me know what you think about them. Thanks for watching yet again. Bye for now.